Reverend Barber, we are so honored to have you here. A couple nights ago, many of us were together in Reverend Eddie Anderson's church, and we heard you preach. And I would love just a couple of minutes to fire it up so that our people know what our work is this year. Bishop Barber.
Shana Tova. It is good.
Shana Tova.
It is an honor and humbling privilege to even be invited into such a spiritual and holy space. When I came in, you were pretty fired up, Rabbi, already. It is amazing to me that when I think of the Jewish faith tradition, and I think of my faith tradition, in a sense, our new spiritual reality grows out of the same place. For when Isaiah was prophesying about a new time, a new year, a new space after exile, the scripture says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me to preach good news to the poor. When Jesus was talking about a new time and a new moment, he says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for he has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. As we are moving across this country with rabbis and imams and Christians and people of faith, people not necessarily of faith, organizing for a new Poor People's Campaign and a national call for moral revival to address systemic racism, systemic poverty, ecological devastation, and the war economy, and to transform our national morality to where once again, as Rabbi Heschel once said, when he said to John Kennedy a month before the March on Washington, he said to the president, until we get this issue of race right, we forfeit our right to worship God. Dr. King was killed, and we believe that when the prophets fall, the new generation should go to where they fell, reach down in the blood, pick up the baton, and carry on. Our nation is in need of a new year. Not just a new day on the calendar, but a new year. A year where the poor are lifted and not isolated. A time where we no longer see politicians and others afraid to even say the name poor. And so I come today in the Ruah. I come today in the Spirit that unites us regardless of our religious tradition, to say with my dear sister, Rabbi, and others, it's time for a new year and a new America. There are 102 million poor and working people. They need a new year where everybody has a guaranteed living wage. We need a new year. There are 37 million people that are still not covered with health care, and they need a new year. They need a year where they know that health care is not a matter of a political party's decision, but a fundamental human right that's available to everybody. We need a new year. There are DACA students that find themselves under attack. But the other day they reminded us, don't play the DACA students against the other immigrants. We need a new year of just immigration policy for all 11 million immigrants.
That's right.
Because they all, and your tradition says, and your tradition has to speak to this nation, that the brother or sister that is a sojourner should be treated in the land just like one is a blood brother or sister. We need a new year where we do take care of this earth rather than destroy it. And we need a new year where we move away from warmongering. And if we want to fight, let's fight to get everybody education. Let's fight to get everyone health care. Let's fight to honor everybody regardless of their race, their creed, their color, or their sexuality. Indeed, we must announce that it is time for a new year. So I have come here to hear the blowing of the shofar and to call us all to become shofars for a new year and a new reality until we are one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. God bless you.
Amen. Amen.